Hello, this is Brian Casey. We're here at RSNA 2022 in Chicago, and we have with us Bobby McDougall. He is co-founder and VP of Product and Customer Success at Quantivly. Bobby, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brian.
So Quantivly, it's an interesting company. You guys have developed something that's based on AI. It's designed to address workflow in radiology. Can you tell us a little bit about the clinical challenge that you're trying to address?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was a physicist at Boston Children's Hospital, and we really realized that these MRI machines or CT machines, they cost $3-4 million, but people don't have an easy way to understand how they're used, how they perform. And the kind of ironic thing is the data exists in the hospital already. It's just in these data silos. It's very heterogeneous, it's very messy. So, we have image data and metadata from the PACS and DICOM. We have HL7 information from the RIS system. But there's really no way to unify these to get kind of really comprehensive understanding of how they're performing. So really what we did and what we started with was to take all of these data sources and clean and harmonize them through the harmonization engine. And really what we did is create a unified data layer. And critically, it's not just a storage of data, but we created a new ontology that extracts new concepts. For example, an acquisition and an exam with all of the gradient level information or X-ray irradiation event information that is not in DICOM or HL7 natively. And now we have this horizontal scaling strategy of data sources. We're also augmenting it with our vertical strategy to create image-based descriptors, such as motion, repeat, so that you can really ask any question of your data and get an answer fast.
So the idea here is giving radiology departments and imaging centers a better idea of what's going on in their operations, maybe why a certain scanner is being used more or being used less. That's kind of the idea here?
Absolutely, and also getting to the root cause and fixing it. So it's really not just about aggregate data. You can identify some trends from aggregate data, but it's also about drilling down to what's actually happening in the clinic. Finding out the real root cause of bottlenecks, removing them so you can increase scanner utilization, decrease delays, increase patient satisfaction, and really increase revenue and the bottom line for the hospital.
And making everything a little bit more efficient. Now, what are you talking about here at RSNA right now?
Yeah, so this is our second RSNA, and really this is to unveil our vision of building the digital twin of radiology operations.
Digital twin, what's a digital twin?
Yeah, so digital twin is a persistent model in software that represents our unique physical asset. So in this case, the physical asset is the radiology department itself. And what's key is it's always updated because it's always assimilating new data from these data sources. So what you have is this persistent model that then you can really ask questions, not just about the present and past, but you can ask questions about what if and simulate interventions and the impact of interventions into the future. So you might have a question of, I want to increase access to imaging, decrease wait times. Should I buy another scanner? Should I increase operating hours, hire more staff, decrease protocol duration, change something with my scheduling? These are all things you can ask what if, simulate the impact, and then monitor if your assumptions are correct and the impact when you make it.
So the idea is when you have this digital twin available, and I understand it's not available currently, but it's something you're working on, when you do have it available, this is something that imaging departments could do to run, what if I try this, what if I add a technologist, what if I add a scanner, and find out how that works in software.
That's correct, yeah. So what we have now is the harmonization engine, the unified data layer, the ontology, and all of the models of your operational workflow. And then so exactly what you said, what's next is simulating these interventions. And it's really a fundamental change in the way radiology does things, because typically there's quality improvement projects where you sort of do experimentations in the real world, like with patients, and you monitor and track things with logs. But it's so disruptive to the workflow, to the staff, to the patients, that really if you have a concrete, granular, and accurate model, you should be able to do this stuff in silico, as we say, or in software, and take it out of the real world.
Okay. And when do you think that this digital twin will be available?
Yeah, it's on our 2023 roadmap, so
Okay.
come back in a year.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll do that. All right, Bobby, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Signing off from Chicago, my name is Brian Casey.